he was pulling away from them in that final 2 or 3 laps. All right,
Yeah.
wrap it up with this question.
Hmm.
Who you taking in the US 5K in June? Graham Fisher or Paul Chelimo?
Oh man. You know, can I go Emmanuel Bohr? No. Actually, I don't know. I think he's going to be in the mix. He's going to be in the mix. I'll still stick with Chelimo. I'll still stick with Chelimo because I don't think
Wow,
it's going to be a. I don't think
guy runs 12:53 and you're like, "Yeah, I'm still gonna pick Chelimo."
it's different types of racing, different types of
Yeah.
racing. But I don't know. Who do you think?
Yeah, that's why I asked the question because I don't know. I mean,
How
I
big is the
think it's one of
track?
those it's one of those things where, like,
Can
you
Chelimo
know
run him out to 10? Lane 10? Lane
yeah, maybe
11? How big is the track?
it's like the NBA. Like, oh, yeah, like, the Phoenix Suns are, 40-8, but I'm still gonna pick LeBron type thing, or I'm still gonna pick
Well,
the guy
yeah.
who's done it, No matter how good your regular season is, you gotta always go with the guy who's won at the
Yeah.
championship level.
Listen, he's gonna make the team, and that's the important important
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't see any scenario where he's not making the team this year. I know it's a long way to go, but as you mentioned, the next 4 or 5 years, he's in his prime. He's gonna be making teams. I think that final step, as we always talk about, is just the closing speed, right? Like
Yeah,
how hard can he
and
kick
winning.
off of a 13:30 pace? If it's 13:30 through halfway, can he close? He closed pretty well in Tokyo in that 10,000. And this bodes well because if you're 12:53, your floor, even if you're not a big kicker, relatively speaking, your floor is really high if you run 12:53. But
Yeah.
if I had to rank them right now or if I just make a pick right now, yeah, I'd go the guy who's been more seasoned, more experienced at the championship level. But Ahmed's a medalist, right? And he had a fast time trial. He's able to do both. But yeah, let's just scroll through these times just one more time before we go through it. So Ahmed 12:56 his Canadian record. Scott 12:57. Then we had Bohr 13 flat, and that was a we mentioned you picked Kip Cheer. He fell back a little bit, but looked like he was in a mix. Sam Atkin, who did a ton of pacing, leading, basically. I thought, this guy pacing, runs 13:03. Kincaid, that's from the first heat, 13:05. Lamong, that was or the previous heat. Lamong, 13:07. Jonas Reyes, 13:07. Kieran Tavate, 13:08. I mean, any other year, if some Kieran Tavate ran 13:08, we'd be like, all right, hold on, we're opening the pod with that. McGordy, 13:09. Is that 9? I can't even see.
9, yeah.
Wild Shut, 13:09. Um, my
Which
pick of the
is
week, Connor
well,
Mance, the
Wild Shot
PR.
was that hold on. Wild Shot, 13:09, the second fastest college kid ever.
Yeah,
He was
yeah, it's
second all
crazy.
time. He was less than a second away from breaking the collegiate record, and he's 11th fastest at this meet.
But don't let
Insane.
it overshadow my lock of the weekend, which is a Connor Mance PB, which is what everybody's talking about right now, 13:10. I mean, Kip Cheer 13:10. Like these guys ran really well, right? Jager 13:13. Any other year, that's getting you the headline, but this year
Dylan
it's not. I mean,
Jacobs, another college kid,
yeah,
13-14. That's like top 10 all time.
yeah,
Or 14th.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
All right,
I was making a
let's move
joke.
on.
Someone won a race in 13:22. I was like, when you win a race in 13:22, but you're like only like the 15th fastest person that day at that meet.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they are just resetting the expectations of what an elite 5K mark is just before our eyes. Now, obviously,
So
shoes are a reason, but
yeah.
it's still kind of crazy. We're just like everyone is now 10 seconds faster. Let's go.
All right. So this is my last thing on this portion. Then we'll move to the next race. But trying to figure out why it's as fast. Yeah, the track's fast. Yeah, the shoes are fast. But remember, we talked when Mohamed ran that sub 1250, and when Bowerman was doing all those time trials, we talked about how Jerry was able to set up the perfect scenario for optimal running and racing. Isn't this the result of that plus adding in competition that's non Bowerman? He created this little party, and then now he's sending out his Evites. And then when
Yeah.
you get faster and faster people in the mix, I think it probably bumps Bowerman up a little bit because it's not just a time trial with the team. And then you have the depth that you're seeing with people like Hillary Bohr running 13 flat. I think that's what this is. This is an extension of something we've already seen, in addition to all the other factors that we've talked about with the track, with the shoes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just the weekend and as a whole, which we'll get into, has just been incredible. The amount of elite times that 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
the 20th most impressive mark that happened this weekend
Mhm.
would have been the most impressive mark every year prior.
Yeah.
Like the depth of impressiveness was just. I mean, we'll get into it next with the mile. I mean, we talk about how is that what we're talking about next? This mile.